Hi, I'm Roberta Volkmann. I'm going to take you back to the very first Christmas in the Dana house. Only those days it was called the Lawrence house. While Susan and her mother had moved into the newly completed palatial Lawrence house in the summer of 1904, she chose the Christmas season to introduce her new home to the Springfield community with 9 days of gala events. The centerpiece of all the parties was the towering Christmas tree with 150 of the newly invented incandescent lights in the gallery. On the tree were, and I quote from a contemporary newspaper, all sorts of toys, dolls, Noah's Arks, jumping jacks, woolly dogs, bags and bags of candy, tinsel, icicles, glass balls of all colors. The list is inexhaustible, for every twig seemed to be laden with something, unquote. Susan and her mother opened the celebration on December 20th and 21st with a 2-day bazaar for the benefit of the King's Daughters Home, a favorite charity of Susan's mother. For those 2 days, booths with games surrounded the trees in the gallery. Tables with homemade handiwork and candies for sale stood in the library below, and in the basement was a country store selling, again I quote from the newspaper, live chickens, bales of hay and oats, bottles of pickles, olives, coffee pots, bags, brooms, fruit, canned goods, etc. End quote. Guests enjoyed refreshments in 2 Japanese tea rooms adjacent to the country store. The lavish bazaar benefited the King's Daughters Home by $334. The largest and most shocking of the housewarming parties was held on December 23rd, when Susan and her mother entertained the more than 150 men who built their new home. Each man was invited to bring his family to the gala event. Like the Lawrence house itself, the guest list was a major deviation. Springfield had never witnessed an event where the workmen and their families attended a party on Aristocracy Hill. Frank Lloyd Wright and his then wife Catherine and son John traveled from Oak Park for the party. The final party of the grand opening of the Lawrence House was a lavish reception on December 29th, hosted by the members of the Women's Club who were celebrating their 10th anniversary. In between the opening benefit for the King's Daughters and the Women's Club reception, Susan and her mother hosted parties for many of Springfield's most needy citizens. They entertained the residents of the King's Daughters Home for Aged Women, the St. Joseph Old Folks Home, the Home for the Friendless, the Orphanage of the Holy Child, and the children of the Dominican Convent. All guests received a souvenir for the occasion. Susan Lawrence's new home was a center for entertaining, a showcase for the visual and performing arts, and a setting for her developing lifestyle. The 9 days of unprecedented Christmas celebration reflected a woman whose emerging persona matched her environment, the home Frank Lloyd Wright had designed for her. Both were unconventional, democratic, and dramatic.